Haaland may have netted 5 against Luton on Tuesday night, but he did not get close to the record for FA Cup goals in a game. That honour belongs to Bournemouth legend Ted McDougall, who scored 9 in a first-round tie against Margate in 1971.
Here the former Cherries striker tells Sunsport about his amazing feat. I had absolutely no idea at the time that I had broken any goal-scoring record when I hit 9 for Bournemouth in the 11-0 rout against non-league Margate. Being a typically single-minded striker, I wished I had scored all 11 as I sat in the dressing room afterwards.
But it wasn't until the BBC contacted me later that Saturday evening and told me that it was the biggest haul of goals by any player in an FA Cup match since a guy called Wilfred Minter had scored 7 goals for St Albans in 1922 that it dawned on me that my name had gone into the record books. Read more in FOOTBALLPOWER up. Get £40 in free football bet builder bets when you stake £10 with Paddy Powercav that my dad beat up Roy Keane in dressing room. Now I'm making my own way in EFL. At the time I remember saying in the interview that records are there to be broken and it would only be a question of time before someone hit double figures in an FA Cup match.
But my hat-trick of hat-tricks is still sitting there unbroken to date, and now I'm not quite so sure it will ever be beaten given the way the game has changed. The two things I remember vividly about the game is that it was a rainy day and the opposing Southern League Margate manager Les Riggs winding us up in the media before the match.
I had scored 42 goals during the previous season at Bournemouth, so was getting a bit of a reputation as a serial goalscorer, but as the first-round game approached, Riggs dismissed me by claiming, "We'll treat him just like any other player." Most read in football tragedy. Ivory Coast midfielder Art changed to Frignan Mondu dies aged 19. Former Prem star claims Salah has signed contract to play in Saudi Arabia. Pot of bother. Eagle-eyed fans claim Blackburn were robbed in FA Cup shootout. Loss to Toon. Belief. Shearer shakes head and says, "I'm telling you how it is at Lineker." On BBC. Best free bet sign-up offers for UK bookmakers. Once I had got off the mark after 90 seconds, they just kept going in.
I had scored my first hat-trick after 27 minutes, teammate Mickey Cave added a fourth, and by half-time I had scored 5. Dear old Les Riggs jokingly asked my manager at the time, the brilliant John Bond, if it would be possible to substitute me. FA Cup controversy as eagle-eyed fans spot rule breach in build-up to Blackburn's goal against Newcastle. Bondy was having none of it.
I added another 4 in the second half, scoring my 9th with 2 minutes remaining. Mel Machin had scored number 10 in between, but I don't recall any of them being spectacular.
They were typical goal poaching strikes. I had that knack of being in the right place at the right time, and also was blessed with being quick over 3 or 4 yards in and around the 18-yard box. Despite scoring all those goals, I wasn't given the match ball at the end. I just treated the match like any other.
I was touched that several weeks after the game the club presented me with an Omega watch with an engraving of 9 balls on the back. I thought that was a lovely gesture, and I'm pretty sure Bondy orchestrated it. I learned so much under his management and was delighted to link up with him at Norwich after stints at Manchester United and West Ham.
The one goal I'm probably remembered for more than any other is the diving header I scored at Aston Villa a month after the Margate triple hat-trick, probably because it became part of the match of the day credits for a season. These days I live in America, but I enjoyed every moment of my time playing for Bournemouth, and I'm immensely proud that there is a McDougal suite at Dean Court where couples can get married at the Vitality Stadium.
Read more. Son STORIESROYAL tragedy. Lady Gabriella's husband Thomas Kingston dies at 45 as King pays tribute waltzing off Strictly heartthrob. Sparks fears he could quit show after signing for CBB despite starting as an apprentice at Liverpool and playing for York, Manchester United, West Ham, Norwich and Southampton. It's Bournemouth where I have a huge soft spot. One thing is for sure. I'll never get bored talking about November 20, 1971 and the day I chalked my name into the FA Cup record books with my hat-trick of hat-tricks.